Hello, again, and welcome. We are going to be taking a look at the world's most depraved and disturbing furries under the iceberg. We already saw level 1. Let's take a look at level 2 and see how bad it can get for these people that are so loving and caring in this fandom. Hi, my name is Winter Collinns here, and we are going to be taking a look at some interesting things about the furry fandom. And not everything is all sunshine and rainbows when it comes to furries, because in the end, furries are humans, and some humans are bad. So, let's take a look at the iceberg. Again, guys, this is literally just me looking at stuff that I may have never even seen before. Some of these people are actually really bad people. Other people, they're probably just, idiots, maybe. But last episode, I had some hot takes. Obviously, everyone's going to have their own way of thinking, their own way of interacting with people, and their own way of how they handle certain situations. So, just like me, I obviously have my own ideologies, and I have my own feelings as a human being. As a furry, dumb dog, stupid dog, that's all I am. But we're going to go ahead and take a look at the rest of the level 2 iceberg from our friends here with this video, the most depraved and disturbing furries. Miguel, did I say Michael before? It's Miguel and friends. With Miguel and friends, we're going to continue looking at this. It's a pretty long video, so I am cutting it up into pieces. This one I actually did not know about. In the last episode, we did take a look at the beginning part of the level 2 of this iceberg. So let's get right back into it, where these guys apparently was hacking things and literally threatening the, like, they were like threatening some kind of like super big corporation or whatever, because they were demanding, their demands were true too, that cat girls be made real. They wanted hybrid animal people. And I mean, if you did take a look at the Razer keyboard, love it, Razer webpage, they are starting a little anime waifu that you can sit on your desk, and she's an AI companion. Basically, cat girl waifu. There you go, hackers. Hope you're happy.
But the thing was that they weren't very kind in their means of achieving these demands. The group started their attacks on Valentine's Day of 2023, with Australian software provider Atlassian being their first victims. They leaked over 13,000 employee records and even gained floor plans for Atlassian offices. SiegeSec also went at the University of Connecticut and Israeli telecommunication company Bezek. But none of those attacks gained headlines like when they breached NATO. Yeah, the actual North Atlantic Treaty Organization. And they did it twice, compromising
Yes,
every
good
portal
idea.
that the security organization owns. They weren't hitting small targets to build reputation. They had gone straight for one of the most powerful military alliances in the world. And when they attacked Idaho National Laboratory, they hilariously demanded that the laboratory put research into creating real-life cat girls in exchange for removing the data from the public. But SiegeSec wasn't just about the laughs. In June 2023, they launched serious operations against multiple US government entities to protest anti-trans.
And now, the thing is, because they did that, actually, like, leaking people's information, like the workers and stuff, these people had nothing to do with, this shit. They should have, like, looked into each of these people if they were that good of a hacker and figured out their names and all of that stuff, figure out what their Facebook pages say, if they're actually assholes or not, and, then leak their information. Not saying that you should, but just saying you should have been nicer to just random people that are workers. You could have leaked some furries information that are workers, because I know that there's people that are furries that work in some high-end jobs, like, handling the world's nuclear power plants. Yeah, so it's kind of screwy on these guys for doing that. specifically. And then you're making a bad name for gays and for furries and the LGBT community and the furry community all in one. You're making a bad name for them by showing people that you're just going to attack people because you can. Isn't that the whole point of, like, not being an asshole and being nice and being a furry and being accepting, is to show that no matter who you are, you're gonna be nice and accepting as long as it's given back. At this point, you're just doing it and making everyone on our side look like assholes. That kind of sucks for us.
Gender health care bills. They hit the city of Fort Worth, Texas, the Nebraska Supreme Court, and leaked South Carolina police files. This was their first major op-trans rights operation, and it got attention from both supporters and law enforcement. They also got involved in international conflicts. In November 2023, SiegeSec collaborated with anonymous
The Free Palestine thing offers a gift to Israel. Customer support panel, support tickets. They even ooh-wooed. These guys. More attacks coming. Gay FurHackers are pugning the... What? Ain't been caught yet. We ain't even broke a sweat. What kind of mantra is that? Bro said yawns. I'm getting eepy. Dude, I can't.
communications companies Bezek and Cellcom during the Gaza conflict, releasing data on nearly 50,000 customers.
Oh, God. Not this shit. Telegram 6 believe real Americans won from former alleged right-wing activist. This dude was from my fucking town and he's dead now, so. Or faked dead. To be honest, I'm pretty sure the fucking government faked his fucking death. I don't give a shit. Come at me. Yeah. This is fucking stupid. And then it so happens that the dude that fucking shot this guy is gay. Okay, yeah, or trans or whatever. Fuck. No, right there. You're full of shit. That was totally fucking fake. It'd be so funny if this video just phew, because I said that.
Systems and GPS devices. Then in 2024, they launched OpTrans Rights 2, targeting Real America's Voice in River Valley Church.
I love those colors. That very bright, vibrant blue. That's the blue that I want Winter's mane to be. It's kind of funny that he has a mane when he's a wolf, but I made him extra fluffy.
Communities. The group was young, with most of their members mostly between 18 and 26.
Basically now, such as and these guys doing this, I know that it seems like they're trying to do it as like a, kind of anon shit, doing shit because civil unrest. But this puts a target on our heads, being furries. This is the stuff that they're doing right now. Obviously, as humans, we can fight back and protect ourselves, but at the same time, you are still doing something that could put harm to furries, especially young furries that aren't a little bit more seasoned like I am. I've been a furry since I was 18. I'm 27 or 28 coming in a few weeks. So I've been around the furry fandom for a while, and I know how to fight against bullies and how to fight against, spammers and mass reporters and haters and a bunch of other shit in person and out of person. Doing this is putting us in danger when you do something at this high rate. Obviously, again, it's for good messages, but at the same time, you are leaving a bad message. This, I think, is a little too far when it comes to activism.
SEC announced that they had successfully breached the Heritage Foundation, the conservative think tank behind Project 2025, a controversial policy roadmap for a potential second Trump presidency that included rolling back LGBTQ rights and abortion access. They leaked about 2 gigabytes of data, including usernames, passwords, user logs, and email addresses. Some of the exposed accounts even belonged to people with the US government email addresses. The Heritage Foundation immediately pushed back, claiming their systems were never breached. A spokesperson said SiegeSec had just stumbled upon a 2-year-old archive of the Daily Signal website that was sitting on a contractor's public-facing server.
Sounds like they were trying to make it seem like they were really good, but they weren't in this point. But that's according to the people that said that their data was leaked. So, could be true or not.
But whether it was a
They called us criminal trolls seeking attention. It's funny.
full breach or just finding exposed data, SiegeSec had embarrassed one of the most influential conservative organizations in America. Then things got personal. Mike Howell, the executive director of the Heritage Foundation's Oversight Project, reached out to VO on Signal.
The thing is, these types of people will blame the LGBTQ community regardless of what we do. The statement reads, they will look for a reason to hate. They won't listen to reason. They want to spread lies to shun people different than them. That's pretty much how the world is.
Howell threatened to expose the group with the help of the FBI. He called them degenerate perverts and threatened
The FBI. I'm gonna call the FBI on you. Dude, shut the fuck up. I like how he was like, what the fuck is this? Is he really quoting that song? It's a rap song, dude. Semi-rap song or whatever the fuck it's supposed to be. But like, I can't believe he's such this dude. This dude looks like a 50 fucking year old pedophile, and then he's talking shit. And on top of that, he's quoting whatever the fuck that's supposed to mean. You can tell how old he is because he's quoting this song. Such unprofessional language from the executive director. Would you mind if I share this? Please share widely. I hope the word spreads as fast as the STDs do in your degenerate furry community. You do know that furry communities very often have like STD testing sites when it comes to the conventions because as furries are and as humans are, we are sexual in nature. That's part of one of the main things that we enjoy is pleasure, which pleasure leads to sex, food, and anything else that will make our lives betterment. And when our betterment is bettered, what do you think happens? Bestiality is a weird AN. Gin. It shows you gone a few clicks too far in trying to yeah. What's your opinion on Vor? I absolutely love Sleep Token's song Vor, to be honest. My opinion is very high on Vor. I love Vor.
They're getting assaulted in federal prison.
Wow, I didn't realize that that's what was said up top there too. Bro literally went, you're aware that you won't be able to wear a costume when you're getting pounded in the ass in the federal prison I put you in next year. AKA 2026. Federal, this dude, wow. Bro's giving me a fucking STD. Dude literally said that, and for all he knows, this could be an underage guy. It was said that they're supposedly like 18 and up. What if it was a 17-year-old? And you're telling this kid this? Because, as we all love and know Chris Hansen at this point, that's illegal. It is illegal to, actually say things like that to children.
them, quoting Eminem lyrics and claiming complete and total victory. I have forced the gay furry hackers to disband. And he wasn't entirely wrong. On July 11th, 2024, just 2 days after announcing the Heritage Hack, SiegeSec posted a farewell message on Telegram. They cited mental health concerns, the stress of mass publicity, and wanting to avoid closer FBI scrutiny as reasons for disbanding. The group insisted they'd already been planning to disband soon anyway, but the timing made it pretty clear Howell's threats had accelerated that decision. In early 2025, reports surfaced that Vio, the group's leader, had been raided by federal agents. A former SiegeSec member posted on Twitter that Vio's location had been raided and that she was no longer accessible or contactable. In the
Huh. It was a girl. Interesting. Or maybe a trans woman. I don't know. Isn't that who killed Fuckface, whatever the hell his name was, too? Kirk. I always forget his fucking name. That's a weird ass name. Whoever thought of that name.
independent journalist Ryan Fay vouched for the claim's credibility.
It's a trans female. Okay. That's why the whole thing went, oh my god. This guy that wants to be a girl is being a hacker and fucking with everyone. Get the fuck over yourselves. Why? At this point, we should shut the fuck up, stop judging everyone for what they want to do and believe in. Whatever makes someone feel good, they should be allowed to do it. As long as it's not going to hurt anyone and it's not going to hurt them in the long run, what's the fucking point? Here, see? They're coming to get you. Stop hating people because they think a different way than you. Especially if they're up in your face talking shit to you. Be kind. Show a nice smile. And let them know, whoever's in your face, that you do not care what they have to say or think. It could be either or side at this point. Just realize that your opinion to plenty of other people, including my own opinion of right now, does not fucking matter to a person that doesn't care about your opinion.
Situation. The
Thank you, everyone. Every star is another member. Everyone is. For some reason, my head's not working. That word. Rest in peace.
FBI declined to comment, but the implication was clear. They had captured the head of the group. SiegeSec caused chaos online, reaching powerful organizations from behind a screen. But in the next case, the furries were not the criminals, because in broad daylight, Dennis Gunn nearly lost his life for doing what he loved.
And now we're moving on to another fucking furry that was harassed. And this is why those groups, like that hacker group, happens. Because for some fucking reason, people can't keep their fucking hands off of people that they don't know. What happened to keep your fucking hands to yourself? You ever learn that when you were a kid?
Dennis Gunn. Back in May 2025, during the Australian federal election, the streets of Adelaide, Australia witnessed one of the most public hate crimes against the furry communities. This is Dennis Gunn. The 20-year-old Australian was a furry content creator. He had a YouTube channel where he made furry music videos, as well as an Instagram account that had close to 13,000 followers then.
Fashion accessories. He has his name on there. Lexicon. He's just going to conventions. He has a link tree. He's 21 years old. He's pretty young. Regular furry art. I mean, I have an art that literally looks like that about of winter. Has a decent following. Nice. I haven't really been posting much on my social medias, but my TikTok actually does have a pretty high following. I've been doing TikTok for a really long time, about a year after it came out. I kind of been slowing down on it because it's just a fucking ad farming place at this point. So, this is why I'm here on YouTube just doing random fucking videos like this.
Dennis was part of a furry group called
And he has a... Okay. He has a... for affinity. I wonder if he left or not afterwards.
Ultraviolet, and with election campaigns ongoing, the group had been going around to engage with the public. Their motives were not political or in line with any particular governmental group. They would dance around, take photos, and spread joy and positivity.
So they're a regular furry. They do photography. Um, wow, and they were interacting with a family too, and whoever the fuck this is just came up and started fucking with them. That is disgusting, especially if the family was like had children with them. That's like beating the fuck out of Mickey Mouse when you're at Disneyland. What kind of fucking pedophile asshole do you have to be to do that?
To people on the street. On the 3rd of May, Dennis decided to take his positivity to the front of the Rundle Mall, which is one of the busiest shopping streets
That explains it. Malls are full of assholes.
in the city. He had a fursuit head on and held a sign that read, "Vote 1 Furry Party." A lot of people interacted with Dennis, with a couple of them even taking pictures.
If you're holding a sign that says that, it may sound like you're trying to get people to vote Democrat because, in a general sense, a lot of furries are Democrats, kind of like how we just talked about in the past video of level 1. When you have a certain outlook when it comes to politics, there is a possibility that you may not be liked in the fandom if you're a total asshole and shove it in people's faces. I vote whatever I want to vote that year, depending on what the people are talking about. I'm an independent. That's what they called me. I'm neither or Green Party, Republican Party, or Democrat Party. I am whoever I decide is a good, decent person. So it's not really anyone else's business of who I vote for. And yes, I vote every year because votes do matter. At the same time, they don't because the fucking government chooses who gets in based on their votes, including like the likeliness of like how many states vote for this person. Cause the last votes that are counted, guess what? They're Congresses. These people think that they just that their opinion matters. It just doesn't. It just doesn't. And it's sad, but it doesn't. Sorry to burst your bubble on that one. It just doesn't.
A lot of people interacted with Dennis, with a couple of them even taking pictures. But out of nowhere, a man launched a flying kick directly at Dennis's head.
Broad daylight in Rundle Mall. A violent attack in front of shocked shoppers.
This man was one of Dennis's 3 attackers. Before Dennis could even process what was happening, the 2 other men started punching him and calling him slurs like kitty toucher for no reason. Luckily for Dennis, he managed to rush into a salon for refuge. The owner quickly locked the door before the men could get in. By the time the police arrived, the men had escaped unidentified. Paramedics immediately accessed Dennis, but luckily,
Guess what? The fucking fursuit 100% saved his ass. Cause when that dude fucking did his half-assed kick, which bro went in there looking like he was trying to do a fucking flying nun or some shit. What the fuck was that?
he hadn't sustained any.
Look at that shit. Look at how fucking bad that form is.
Paramedics immediately accessed Dennis, but luckily, he hadn't sustained any serious injuries.
Bro almost fell too. Wow. I can kick higher than that dude's head. He's such a fucking loser.
Serious injuries, and didn't require any form of hospitalization. However, he still had multiple bruises all over his body, and his fursuit had patches as the men kept ripping hair from it. The South Australia police started further investigation and asked the public to come forward if they had any information. Also, footage of Dennis getting attacked spread rapidly across social media, and this caused serious outrage on the internet. Ultraviolet posted on social media asking people to send Dennis love and support, noting he was shaken up but physically okay. Dennis also posted a video on his Instagram account with the caption, "Kick harder" under it. The Dennis
That's great. I love that. Yeah, don't let those motherfuckers bring you down, dude. You know, fuck all these motherfuckers. They don't know shit. They don't know shit. Dude could barely keep himself upright after he did that poor excuse of a fucking kick. And seeing how tall
posted a video
this
on his
guy
Instagram
is
account with the
that
caption,
got hit,
"Kick harder" under
kicked
it.
Dennis, he doesn't look that tall either. Dude had to have been just on on his high horse at that moment and was like, "Oh, watch this! I'm gonna kick this furry in the face." When all he had to do was like do a little skip and a pop. No, you're so fucking sad.
The Dennis Gunn case became a point of discussion about violence against alternative communities and subcultures. Furries had dealt with online harassment for years, but seeing it happen in real everyday life was just disgusting. Dennis got beat down in public, but he walked away with bruises and survived. Callow Dragon's victim, she wasn't so lucky. In our next case, a teenager was moved across state lines, all for the sake of being with a way older furry.
Did you see the way this dude fucking punched? Look at him. He's hitting air! Motherfucker's hitting air!
Older furry.
Oh my god, that's so funny. Hold on.
Teenager was moved across
Look,
state
kick.
lines, all for the sake of being with a way.
Dude hit fucking nothing. He's like, I'm doing something. Bro, get the fuck out of here. Oh my god. You're so funny. You two are fucking pathetic. These guys are fucking pathetic. Oh my god. Oh, I'd love to fucking beat down and fucking... I'd love to beat down some stupid motherfucker that thinks that they could take me. Oh my god, I'd love to. Wow. That's great. Alright. Up to the next one.
16, 30-year-old Zachary Wayne Jones, a popular furry online, became the center of an Amber Alert that had the entire community on edge and showed how dangerous online grooming can be, even in communities that pride themselves on being safe spaces.
Again, these are humans. You can give a pedophile or an animal file or whatever, I forgot what they're called, a bestiality person. You can give them a fake costume. That doesn't change their personality or who they are. It's just fur. It's like giving a murderer a fucking spoon and acting like they won't gut someone's throat out with it. So, you can't trust people no matter where you're at. You're supposed to use common sense when it comes to certain people. Look for red flags. Depending on where you're at, there is less of a possibility of being a red flag, but obviously these people are humans. They're dressed in animal costumes. That's the only things that's different about furries. A lot of furries could be assholes. A lot of furries could be pedophiles. But so can a lot of other regular, normal people that you work with every day. How many times a day have you talked to someone online and they just turn out to be a total douchebag? At this point, there's a lot of people that are AI or not even real. And that is partially where I think we're at, to the point of online isn't safe. Just like back then, I mean, when did fucking To Catch a Predator start and then got canceled? Because for some reason, rich people started getting, blasted, and then they decided to off themselves because they didn't want to take the heat. More sad, pathetic human beings. Just because they're wearing a nice suit, not a fursuit, a nice suit, pressed, ironed, and even dry cleaned, just because they are wearing that doesn't make them a better person. Same thing with a furry.
His fursona was a Kilo Dragon.
I love that color palette. I feel so bad that this person is like this. And it's in this compilation because this is such a pretty Sona.
And he'd been active on Furfinity and other furry platforms for years. In the spring of 2016,
Anna Wolf. It's not exactly clear how.
That was a weird edit, but I think this is what this is what the person was saying.
years. In the spring of 2016,
Anna Wolf. It's not exactly clear how that conversation started, but users from the furry community would later discover a post Kiera made on April 23rd, where she shared her artwork and revealed they were in a relationship. And then, exactly 9 days later, on Sunday afternoon, Kiera willingly leaves her home on May 1st, telling her family she's meeting a friend.
he met Ayana Wolf on Furfinity, who claimed to be a 19-year-old furry artist. The two eventually grew fond of each other, but something wasn't right. You see, Ayana Wolf wasn't actually 19 years old.
Kiara actually claimed that she was 19, when in reality she was only 16. Zach, on the other hand, told her that he was 28, but he was actually a 30-year-old grown man. And on top of that, her
So they literally both lied. But did he know at the time that she was younger? I feel like there needs to be some kind of fault for both of these people because she shouldn't have lied. That puts him at risk. And then he lied because he was afraid that she was going to be younger. Does that make it possible that he thought she was underage? Maybe. Maybe he wanted to be a little bit younger because he thought she was maybe 23 or 24, and he was 28. So it wouldn't be too odd. But 30 is hitting my area. I'm almost going to be 30 years old in a few years. I'm going to be part of the gray muzzles, as they call them, or closer to gray muzzle. I don't know how the actual age ranges are. But I know in a lot of conventions there is spaces for younger people to go to and enjoy themselves. And 17 and under panels are one of them. Because when I went to the con, I think a year ago, to MFF, the one over here in Rosemont, Illinois, they had 17 and below panels, just like they have 18 plus panels. So I think that was a pretty cool thing that they did. But in this case, did he say he was 28 in hopes that maybe she said she's 17 going on 18, or maybe she's 16 and, those aren't too far apart? Or did she say that thinking that she should be in older age because she knew he was older already and she didn't care what happened to him? That's something that you have to think of between both sides. That's the problem with me being an independent. So you see things from both sides, and at this point, out of what I'm seeing, she should have never done that. That was putting herself and whoever she talks to in danger. In this case, putting him in danger if he didn't expect her to be younger than 18 and up. It totally ruins everything. So if you want to see the rest of this video, or not the rest of this video, but the rest of the information here, boop the like subscribe button. I'm going to go ahead and stop it here. We will see you in the next episode. Remember, try to be a good person. It just takes a little bit of a push to just be nice. So, that is it. We'll see you in the next episode of What I Make. Don't lie about your age. Don't. It puts you and the person that you're talking to in danger. How would I know? I've done it. I never lied about my age, but someone else lied to me, and they were actually 40 years old when I was just about 19 or so. So, yeah. That can happen. So, be careful and be aware of, those types of people around you. You don't want to be taken advantage of if you're under the age. You don't want to be taken advantage of if you are of age by someone that doesn't care about your well-being when they know that you can get in trouble when they are younger. At this point, though, you should be asking for an ID possibly if you are thinking about getting into a relationship with someone that looks possibly a little bit younger. Take the extra step, can I see your ID, just to ensure that you are of age so we don't get in trouble for anything. There you go. It's as easy as that. So, anyway, like I said, stay frosty, frost back. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.